Musician Tailor's Twin and Chevy.
Greetings, everyone. Welcome back to the Taylor Talk Podcast, live here at Grand Entertainment Studio, home of Musician Taylor LLC. I'm your co-host, Chevy Revis, along with my co-host and co-founder, Darrell Twin Smith. All right, man, this is a special episode. We're going to be talking about fathers, fatherhood, guardians, people that, took care of us and raised us from being an infant all the way into adulthood and everything else. So, Twin, man, how has it been, how was it coming up being a father?
Man, it's first of all, yeah, shout out to all
Good
the
father.
fathers out there. You know, me me as a father, it was scary. I would tell you that. The first time, I got that knock saying I'm pregnant. It was a scary feeling. But I brought that child in this world, so I knew it was my responsibility to make sure I do what I'm supposed to do as a father. My kids can tell you I've been there from day one. I wasn't an absent father. It, when being in the military, it was times where we're in the field, we deployed, we at a NCOS school. Those are the times I missed out on some parts of my kids' life. But as a father, I tell anybody, it's not. There's no book out there can tell you how to be a father. It's it's a thing that you brought this child in this world, and that love for that child. You're gonna do everything you can to protect, provide, and for that child. So protect, make sure they were straight. I protected my kids. I made sure they was good on. I think I made one mistake though.
Well,
The one mistake I think I did make is, and I think every man and every woman made this mistake, is I, the things I didn't get growing up, I tried to make sure they had. If I had a pair of Jordans on, Lil D had a pair of Jordans on.
right.
Lil D was my mini me. He matched my fly.
That's right. Shout out to Lil D.
uh, Nakaya, with her, if I had on a polo shirt, she had on a little girly polo shirt. I ain't buying no Jordans until, she was in high school. Um, but other than that, I did try to get them the things that I didn't. But I will say this, as a father, I got from my mother, they had to earn everything they got. It was just given. But I know clothes and stuff, they didn't have to earn. You always got to clothe me. So I just make sure if I'm looking nice, they have to look nice too. I won't go out there and have some Jordans on and little D, them got on some Payless shoes. And I ain't gonna do them like that. Then it got to a point where I'm like, I had to stop buying him Jordans because, kids, they gonna run through them. They come home, they come home from school, you looking like, oh man. So like I like I had
$100 down the drain.
Man, so I like, hey D, let me show you. I said, man, you can't keep you got these here. You come out of school, you take them off. I said, here, let me put an extra pair of shoes in your bag for you. So
Play
when
shoes.
you go on recess, you put these on. I said, we can't. Got it, like got some little some soap in the rag and said, man, this how you clean your shoes. I said, let's take these shoestrings out. Put a little bleach in a cup, put some water, some dish detergent, stir it up till they turn back white. I said, this how you take care of your shoes. But that went in one ear out the other.
Nah, man.
So look, here's the crazy thing. But every time I took him to the store, he always wanted a black pair of Air Force Ones. And I said, you know, it's other. This what you want? Yeah, Dad, I want the black Air Force One. Now Kaya coming over now. Kaya do some. Dad, I want the shoes that she wanted. Them shoes that when you walk and they glow up at the bottom. I said, oh, my baby over here want these corny shoes.
LA Gears and.
So, but it's like I said, man, it's. I think there's no book that can teach you how to be a father. It just have to be in there, be in there, be in you, because at the end of the day, you want that child to grow up in a safe environment. You want that child to not have the need or want. So that's the thing, guys. Me as a parent, that's what I focus on. I can't raise my child like how John down the street raised his child. But the one thing I can say this here, and I think this with all kids, they don't be want to listen to the parents, but they listen to your buddy down the street. Cause it's Sean DeRoe. He's from Mississippi. His wife from Mississippi. His wife, little brother and sister lived down the street. We grew up on the same street. I never knew until one day. This when we were stationed at Knox. Um, she said, I was she came up to get her son from my house, and then she said, you got a twin brother? And I said, who told you that? Then she said, my sister. Then I said, who is your sister? She said, Natalie Cunningham. I said, what? I said, Stephen, that's I knew they had an older sister.
Yeah.
I said, but you is the older sister. I said, out, and we lived down the street from them about 2 years by now. They kids coming to my house, my kids going to theirs. And then so Sean, he was a lieutenant colonel. So he got some very good kids. But it's one day he's like, man, I need you to come talk to my son. Everything I said to his son, they had one, two, three boys.
Mhm.
So every time I talk to them, he'll be in there listening, and then they accept everything I say. Then when they leave out, he said, man, you know, I told them the same thing. I said, man, it's for some reason they don't want to hear from us, because that's how I was with Lil D. They can get Lil D to do anything. I tell Lil D, okay. So
It's like give monotone to him or repetitive to him.
I guess the way my tone
My
was
tone.
ugly. Lil D.
Yeah.
He heard that.
Right.
He heard that bass in my voice. Nakaya, she always been good as a child. I can't say I had to whoop her one time.
Okay.
And the only time I had to whoop her was because I'm ACRC, we coming from Wisconsin. I was woe out. I'm in there, it's a Saturday, I'm knocked out. She come up to, Dad, I want a sandwich. I said, get Lil D to make you a sandwich. So I didn't know. She come up there, Dad, Lil D didn't make my sandwich. I went in there and whooped Lil D. Then the whole time, Lil D telling me he made the sandwich. And he did. I go down there, I'm like, whose sandwich this is? That's Nakaya's sandwich. Then I said, Kyle, you said he didn't make you no sandwich. Well, at that time, I didn't want the peanut butter and jelly sandwich no more. I wanted a turkey sandwich. I said, so you sat here and watched me whoop your brother, me thinking he's like, I had went up there, apologized to him, and I had to tear Kaya up, toe up. I said, now you go down and eat both of them sandwiches. But man, as a father, it was scary at first, but then it became a honor because it was a gift from God. I look at it as if it helped me, especially when I had my daughter. It definitely it helped me mellow out. Because you know, as me being a man and I'm having a boy, I'm rough.
Yeah.
Like, you ain't gonna be weak when you grow up.
Right.
But what's your take on, I know you a father as well, and I know you got some good fatherly advice from your pops. And why you say it's one thing I can say about my father that stuck with me throughout my time as a child was he told me, my brother, my sister, that we couldn't have friends unless we all got along. And so if everybody that know me, my brother and my sister, they know we was tight, tight. And
Mm.
nobody could come between that. And I would say that was because of my father.
That that is so dope. Yeah, that's dope. Tight like nuts and bolts.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. No, that's dope, man. I say, yeah, man. Fatherhood, man. I think that's kind of one of the best thing that happened to me. Help me, you know, slow down in life and really live for somebody else other than myself. Of course, being raised by my dad, I'm a junior. What I'm saying? So shout out to Big T, what I'm saying, for
Big T.
giving me the last, give me his name, and I try to honor that every day. But just, having a dad in my life, definitely like I say I had both parents, of course, but you know, the discipline was there, but I still acted a fool, act like I didn't have nobody. I don't know what that was about. Come from a good home. He always been there, just like my mom. They always been there. Always been there for all of us. You know what I'm saying? And I carry what you know they did for us, and try to provide for Zachariah. You know what I'm saying? Or whoever under my watch. You know what I'm saying? So just having that structure, and having a great father and fathers in my family. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of things in our family. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So we got some messed up people, this and this, but we ain't got no deadbeats. You know what I'm saying? They do they do whatever they can,
for them kids, yes,
for
sir.
for their family, whether they behind bars or doing some other stuff. They always take care of the kids. Their responsibility, and that always showed me, like, people who, I guess I ain't gonna say, you know, not to down anybody, but if you have a responsibility, you definitely got to take care of it some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? Or have certain things in place for somebody to take care of. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just blessed to have, a great father, and being a great father, trying to do my best, like you say. Cuz said, ain't no manual for this. So I'm learning something every day. Every time I go pick up Z, I learn something new every day. All right, like, oh man, this will come with this. When you get the news, hey man, you about to be a father. You be like, oh man, it's like
Yeah,
your world just slow down. You feel like everything getting slow motion, like you're on surf or something. So it's like, okay, I gotta straighten up. I gotta, you know,
be that
yeah,
role
be that
model.
role model. I got something that I gotta take care of for the rest of my life. You know what I'm saying? Other than myself. So yeah, man, had a lot of great times, man. Like Christmas, we ain't never. My dad used to say, "Y'all ain't having no matter what, y'all ain't having no Black Christmas." I mean that he gonna make sure everything is that we get what we deserve, what we want. You know what I'm saying? No matter what he had to do, he's always joke. If I gotta go rob a bank, I ain't having no Black Christmas. I was like, hey man, don't go robbing no bank, man. But he used to get up. I used to see him getting up because he's a truck driver. I used to see him get up like 3 o'clock every morning, man, and be at work around by 4:30. He'll come home every day around by 5, read his paper, eat, go to sleep, on repeat Monday through Friday. Now on the weekend, that's his
He
that's his
turning
yeah,
up.
that's his turn up time. So he gonna turn up from Friday night until like Sunday around by 12. That's when he shut back down so he can recharge and get ready for work. So and he still all that hard work in us, me and my brothers and my sisters. So yeah, man, it's a blessing, man. It's a blessing. It's a blessing being a father, and having fatherly figures in our life.
Yes, I agree with you. And like you said, there's a lot of good fathers out there. I would definitely say my brother, he's definitely a good father. When I say his kids honor him with the utmost, you hear on kids buying their daddies. When my brother say he wants something, them kids come together
That's dope.
and get it for him.
Dope.
That's the one thing I admire about his kids is that they definitely they go, and he's been there for them
Yes.
from day one. Them, especially them girls, they go all out for him on his birthday,
Yeah.
on Father's Day, Christmas. I was like, man, I'm in there
Yeah.
looking. Hey, I mean,
Right.
they don't they do not spare the cost.
That's real.
They gonna make sure they daddy know they love him.
That's real. That's real.
You know, my grandfathers, both of them, amazing men. You know, I can't. They raise some good kids. Sometimes I be asking, especially about my pop's dad. I'm like, what happened to my dad? But you know, I ain't gonna beat my dad up.
Nah,
You know,
hey.
he's I wouldn't be here if it wasn't from him. I know he had his own challenges, but he definitely, I know he loved us. He hit us with a lot of knowledge. But
Yeah.
my granddaddies, they was amazing, man. A lot of my uncles, they was definitely my uncle Jesse, Pumpkin Daddy.
Yeah.
That's my guy there.
That's
He pulled no punches,
Okay.
but hey, he gonna make sure you learn a lesson.
Right. That's dope, man. Like I say, yeah, me just you don't have to be a father to uh, I mean biological father to people to instill fatherly traits in people.
Yeah.
Like I say, my granddad. I'm the reason why I travel a lot because my granddad used to just put us in his Chevy Chevette. He had a little small photo Chevy Chevette and just take us on trips every time we go. So we'll go to New Orleans, to the coast, Alabama. He just take us, on road trips, and that's probably why I like to, travel a lot now. Having him. Shout out to Beamer Levine. Shout out to Mr. Foster. Yeah, my cousins. They was kind of teaching us fatherly stuff as well. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, just having those great men in our life to
Yeah.
help us become greater men. You know what I'm saying? So appreciate all y'all for sure.
Most definitely. Even here's the crazy thing, you know, being in the military, it was some father figures.
Oh yeah,
His name was TJ. TJ was a Vietnam vet. They from Mississippi too. Um, so when I first got stationed at Hood, I met his daughter Tasha. Tasha, they was real cool. So we used to go over their house, and TJ, you know, he me as a private. He made sure, you know, he teaching me stuff about the army. Now he's retired, but when I say it was a hard working man, he was a hard working man. You got Jerry Lewis. He was a first sergeant. I call him Unc, but
man.
he's a look real good dude.
Yeah.
Um, call Uncle Jerry. I mean, straight
Okay.
guy. These is my like guys that I was when I was in the army. That was father figures. When you in an environment where you brand new and you can get pulled way left. Like, now
Right.
come on back, youngster.
Yeah,
We gonna
right.
get you right. And then
Man.
we reel you back in. So Uncle Jerry, real good dude. TJ, may he rest in peace. Um TJ Johnson, Mr. Johnson, Miss Johnson, they was like my parents away from parents. To this day, Miss Johnson's still alive. Tasha, she like my little sister. Real good people. Miss Brown. When I say man, the military, you gonna find you some folks that gonna treat you like they your parents, and I'm talking about treat you in a way to guide you and make sure you successful, and that you're not out there running amok because brand new in a different city. When they give you a little couple of quarters to put in your pocket, you can act up.
Right. Right.
And that Texas was wild.
It's too easy. Especially you ain't used to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Getting influenced by the wrong thing. It's
Yeah.
good to have people that can spot that a mile away. Like, okay, let me go ahead and pull him in real quick. He needs some guidance.
So
know.
Uncle Jerry was a tanker too.
Okay. All right.
He knew because he retired. I think when he retired, I had just made. I was an E6. I just made staff sergeant. So his connections, and he retired in Texas. So the connections he had after the military, you know, helped me when I was a Sergeant First Class. Because some of his old soldiers, they working up at 3 Corps, um, master gunners and stuff like that. Looked out for me.
That's dope.
And so, it's like a lot of folks, and I know you can touch the whole world, especially if your name is good. Folks gonna make sure you taken care of no matter where you go.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, man. Like I said, I know we can go on and on about all the great fathers out there that we done met, and
Yeah.
hopefully that we can make it to see, things that we have instilled in others, so they can be great fathers, our children. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, we appreciate that. Appreciate got anything else about the fatherhood, kinfolk?
No,
I know.
hey, y'all keep being good fathers.
Yeah.
No matter the hardship,
That's it.
no matter that hardship, because I can tell you when I was a single father for a minute, and the D8 when I wasn't eating. So it's one of those things that sacrifice. You brought that child in the world, no matter how hard it gets, you still owe that. You owe that child because that child didn't ask to come in this world. So I didn't cry about it. I just made sure he was fed, clothed, and in a good place where he can lay his head and be at peace. I worry about my stomach growling a couple of weeks later.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, like before I had Z, like I just watching great father like Darrell and a lot of people that I met in the military who had, some of them had a whole basketball team, kid, and just one just trying to figure out like how do they manage that? You know what I'm saying? How do you even one child? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And then they got a whole 8 to 10 roster. 10 man roster of children. You be like, how do you manage that? I used to just watch and just try to learn from y'all. You know what I'm saying? I say so when I become a father, I'm gonna be like, I had some practice with my nephew. I used to pick up all my nephews when I go home. I got about 8 of them. Pile them up in the truck, taking them to McDonald's. Remember one girl pulled up to the window. She gonna try to, I guess she was trying to be funny. Like, damn, them all your kids? I like, yeah, they all my kids. I'm responsible for them right now. You take them, get my order, man. What y'all want? Let me get 40 Happy Meals to go. But getting practice with them, uh, we can honestly say we probably got over 100 godchildren that need. If you my brother or you my sister in the military, your children are,
Yeah.
we ump. You know what I'm saying? And they listen to us, and we got a lifelong responsibility for that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So and y'all can always reach out to us if y'all need anything. You know what I'm saying? Definitely remember that part.
Yeah.
So
And I appreciate that, cuz I
no,
definitely
man,
do.
yeah, I definitely learned, man. I was watching those things, and y'all, and when I told y'all I had one on the way, y'all gathered around me and kind of, hey, get ready for this, get ready for this. You know what I'm saying? I was like, whew. No more Jordans, no more rims.
Yeah, you
No,
got to put that stuff on the
yeah,
back burner.
man. I sold my Chevy. I said, don't get rid of this. And went to go get a Camaro. I like, can't no baby seat fit back here. I'll take that back and go get a photo. You know
Where
what I'm
that
saying?
stroller going?
Right, yeah, with a stroller. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, I appreciate just y'all pouring into me and let me know like, hey, we got you. So
Yes, sir.
yeah. Other than that, man, we appreciate y'all tuning in to another episode of Taylor's Talk Podcast. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, salute to all the fathers out there, all the guardians, all the godfathers, and anybody who helping to raise this next generation. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
All right. What else they need to do, Ken folk?
Hey, y'all need to subscribe, like, and share. And happy Father's Day.